So last weekend you were so ravenous.
I was a hungry boy. I don't usually have cravings, but I had a weird pregnant woman craving.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Oh, you
no,
with child?
No. And that craving was a cheesy, delicious calzone. Homemade calzone. I had calzones like, you know, you had DP dough in college where you stay out to 3 a.m. and you order DP dough and it's like this hot pocket of mess. But this was the best calzone I've ever had.
Wow. Well, that is a compliment, I must say. I'm very flattered. Let's jump right into it. The base of all calzones is pizza dough. Of course, you can make your own pizza dough.
Nah.
More power to ya, but you can also just buy it if you're feeling lazy like us. So I got some nice pizza dough in the grocery store. Also, do you want to put a little bit of olive oil just right on the baking sheet?
Sure.
Just a little bit. So you just want to cover your baking sheet with just a nice brush of olive oil. You want to do the whole thing.
Oh,
so you
I see.
Yeah.
Don't be a fool is what you're telling me?
Yeah. That way your dough doesn't stick to your baking sheet, and when you're making the calzones, you don't have the calzone stick to the baking sheet and then you're really sad because the filling falls out. We have our dough here. I'm going to break, this is about 16 ounces. I'm gonna break it in half. So we have like 2 calzones going on here.
Okay.
And then our first calzone, we just want to shape into a nice little circle.
Any bench flour here? No flour needed? What?
I don't use flour. If the dough is like very sticky, then you can put some flour on your hands and a little bit of flour on the dough. But honestly, I feel like you should be able to stretch it on your own.
And dough trick, I realized that warm dough. Dough, when it's
more
at
room
room
temp.
temperature, it works better than right when you take it out of the fridge.
I like your tip. Is it the tip of the day?
Tip of the day.
So when it gets to a nice little circle here, but it's still kind of thick, then I like to put it on the baking sheet.
Okay.
And I just do like a stretch with your hands, just like this.
Nice stretch.
Until you get it to your desired thickness, which is pretty thin. You want it pretty thin.
That's nice.
Once you got it all flattened out, you can kind of use your knuckles and everything. Then it's time for the cheese. Cheese is so important in calzones.
And it is because...
Oh, no.
Oh. Please. All calzones typically do are, like calzone, pizza places do make calzones, ricotta, and mozzarella.
Ricotta.
But you have the trifecta of cheeses. Ricotta for the soft, like warm filling, mozzarella for the melty string, and Parmigiano Reggiano for that salty, tangy,
like nutty
bite.
It's the taste. You gotta have
so
some
good.
Parmigiano or Parmigiano Reggiano for the taste.
Can I just dump it all in?
Yeah, so, that's very unflattering.
Ricotta, mozz,
Just like that.
and
Just like that.
parm.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
and he gets it
I'm sorry.
everywhere. As usual. Eric
just mix
continues.
this around? I'll mix it for you.
So you just kind of want to mix it together. You want to put the cheese mixture on one half because you're going to fold over the dough to make your calzone.
Okay.
So you just want to, yep. Exactly. You want to leave a little bit of a corner just like you're making a pizza.
Okay.
A little bit over there. Because you are going to need to pinch the calzone closed, and if there's no corners, then you can't pinch.
No, that's fair.
As you can see, this is just a cheese calzone, straight up the way it should be. Eric's just going for it now. So you just want to
put it over.
Yeah, you just want to put the blank side or like the non-topping side over, flip it on itself.
Okay.
And then you really want to like pinch it down. You don't want to be, so don't fold it over.
Don't fold it.
No, because you want, you know how calzones have like the edges?
Oh yeah, okay.
So you want the edge, you're kind of like making like a little pie. It's like a little empanada.
Yeah, I like that.
Think about it like that.
Because, or else the cheese it'll explode, right? It'll come out.
Yeah, so you really want to pinch it down. Like, don't be shy.
Do you crimp these? Oh, perfect setup.
So I like to crimp it more because it really seals the package. You're not going to get like the perfect little crimp mark because the dough kind of springs back on itself, but it will really seal the package shut, which will help.
Okay, these are nice and crimped.
Perfecto. Okay, so second one, we're just going to do the same exact process. We're gonna flatten the dough out, exhibit A, and then we're going to add all the cheeses to a bowl, and then we're gonna add some toppings to the cheese. That's the way I like it.
Right in the cheese mixture?
Yeah, as long as, if you're doing pepperoni, you can lay the pepperoni on top of the cheese mixture. But if you're doing like sausage, obviously you wanna cook your sausage ahead of time. But if you're doing like onions or peppers or mushrooms, you can stick those right inside the cheese mixture so it's like all one thing. So I'm gonna go grab more cheese. I'll let you be with your dough.
Thank you.
Be one
I'll
with
entertain.
the dough.
Babba-da-boopy. Dough's down. You
Dough's
mixed
down.
the trifecta, the perfect trifecta of cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was thinking of doing some onion, a little bit of garlic, and some mushrooms and chopped up peppers.
Sounds amazing. So why don't you put it in the mixture, not just on top, like a pizza?
So you can put it on top. That is totally fine.
Oh, okay.
But I think it just like makes every bite a little bit more uniform.
Yeah, that's kinda
when you
cool.
have it all mixed
All throughout.
together. But you can do as you please. So mix a little bit of that,
Okay.
and then a little bit of the onion. So if you don't like your peppers to be really, really crunchy, or your onion, you can saute it just like a little bit beforehand.
It's a good idea. I think it's a nice al
then-
dente crunch though, right?
If you do like broccoli, you probably wanna chop up your broccoli really, really tiny and saute it for a little bit so you get the rawness out. But you just wanna make sure all your toppings are small, because the calzone isn't in the oven long enough to really
Cook those off.
cook those
yeah.
off.
Okay, this is well
So then,
mixed.
Same thing, you just put it on.
Okay.
Again, if you wanna do like pepperoni, I'd probably put it on the top.
Why aren't we doing pepperoni? This is huge, Grace. Wow,
It's
that's
hearty.
that's absolutely monstrous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Know what's so fun? This is when I wish we had a child.
Oh. What?
Could you see like a little kid, like,
Oh yeah.
Mommy, Daddy?
Not yet, my love. Let's not yet. How are you finishing these off?
So I finished it off just by brushing them with like a little bit of olive oil. You don't need to go ham.
And why aren't we doing butter? Oh, it's
Actually,
the week.
I think the
it's
butter,
during the week.
The butter would probably burn on the top.
You think
because
so?
we're going to be cooking these at such a high temperature. Speaking of that, it's time for the oven. We're gonna place them in the oven at 500 degrees, 8 to 12 minutes.
I find
until-
10 minutes is a sweet spot.
Until they're nice golden brown and puffy and beautiful.
This one is gonna take like an hour. Okay, let's go.
Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Feel this. It's like a brick.
Oh yeah.
Got a weight lift. So the calzones are in the oven. So it's time to work on your marinara sauce. You can make a really fast marinara sauce in about 5 minutes, or you can use a jar, but I like to make my own. All you need to do, can of tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil, some garlic, fresh basil, and a pinch of salt. That's it. So I made you wait long enough. I made you wait while I was taking photos and staging, and now that the calzone is cold, it's the true testament of whether the calzone is good or not. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Some mushroom, some pepper.
A little mushroom in your
Cheers,
bite.
my love.
Cheers. Even cold. It's delicious. Oh my God.
Even cold. Cold calzone for the win. Life of a food blogger. Check it out on tastefullygrace.com.
You won't regret it. So I've made you wait. forever
Wait.
to be able
Wait.
to.
Wait. You're like my mom right now. You're secretly mad.
I've never seen somebody with fluffier hair in my life.
Okay, enough with the jabs.
Fluff.